nephew, I'm Stan's little brother. It's been 15 years since the last time we seen each other, and since then I haven't even seen or heard from you. I seen you on the TV, everybody still loves you. Me, I'm still having trouble every day, I'm thinking of you. Some days I wanna cry, other days I'm like, fuck you. I see demons when I'm dreaming, I still hear my brother screaming. Last thing he said to me is he would never ever leave me, but when I looked him in his eyes, I could tell he didn't mean it. All the problems that he caused us in my family still grieving. I even tried counseling, like you said, to keep from bouncing off the walls when I get down some, but these pills just got me drowsy. I be in my house just lounging, and the more I think about him, it's so hard to live without him. We were at your show just shouting, I remember that day vividly. Although I was a kid, you see, I wasn't that sad. You couldn't sign an autograph, I was just happy I was with my brother. But Stan was mad, he was in the car driving, going real fast. He threw your CD out the window like it was yesterday's trash, and I sat back scared, like what could I say to that? I'm just giving my perspective, the letters he wrote, I read it, I kept it for all those years. I'm just hoping you get my message. My brother was bisexual, he really liked you. That's the reason that he said y'all could be together, but try to keep it real discreet, cause he knew that you would be kinda weirded out, cause there was no such thing as gay MCs. I know you're probably thinking like, why would he even hide this? And oh yeah, it's Stan's birthday, just a reminder.
Dear Slim, or should I call you M? I hope that you can look within and try to make amends. This is for my brother Stan, I hope you understand. This is truly yours, your other biggest fan. Why do I feel so alone? I'm trying to cope, I can't believe that this has been so long. So I wrote this on the road, I know you're on tour. I just don't know why my heart turns so cold. Why do I feel so alone? I'm trying to cope, I got this pain in my heart, it won't go. That's why I'm feeling so alone, and I don't wanna go. So I'm praying to the Lord like, help me please. I
know you're probably sick of hearing this, but please call back. You forgot to give me that autograph on the starter's cap, but I ain't tripping. I just hope that you look at my brother different and don't see him in the light that the media tried to give him. They painted him as a psycho and even said he was living a double life. I hope that you get this so you can write me, cause it's getting hard to cope with all these feelings that's inside me, and insomnia has got me seeing things that I ain't trying to see. It's like I be seeing Stan standing right beside of me. I'm trying to sleep, and honestly I swear this shit just bothers me, and my only camaraderie is when I'm holding on my peace. My conscience can't save me. Someone called Sean Connery, him, I'm going crazy. I need you to please respond to me, but really it's just Grizz living vicariously through me. It's deep, I know you're thinking like, damn, this sort of thing reminds me of Shutter Island. The whole thing is just a dream. Now everything I'm thinking slowly coming back to me. I've been in a psychiatric home for like about a week, covered in this straight jacket. I've been feeling like an addict. I've been thinking that I'm Stan's little brother. This whole thing's backwards. I'm bad, but I'm feeling nauseous. I think I'm having an asthma attack. I gotta take my pills. Where's my fucking pills? I keep my fucking pills. I've been feeling really ill.
Hello and welcome to the Mental Health Hotline. If you are obsessive compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you are codependent, ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you are paranoid, we know what you are and what you want. Stay on the line and we'll trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 on your call.
This is the Dear Shake.
No, I just don't get it. We went from blasting Marshall Mathers, wanting to pack ratchets, to rocking snapbacks and colorful tight fabrics. Y'all listen in the future, and I'm still stuck in the past tense.
You see, I don't fuck with rappers, cause they all Frank Ocean with Ocean and bend over backward. And I know that most of y'all pussies gon' say that I'm hating, but I don't give a shit, my nigga, so motherfuck what you saying.
Lately I've been pissed off, mad at the masses, feeling like my dad just passed and I'm a bastard. Been trying to get a hold of Paul and Mr. Mathers. Stay in 2015 and still ain't heard back from you. Slim, shady, and now I'm thinking crazy, thinking like I'm about to be 30 and I ain't Jay-Z. I need a label to pay me to buy me a new Mercedes, so I can find me a lady that's not related and maybe start up a family to have me a daughter and name her Haley. Shit, I've been through a lot, my brain's racing. So many classics with A-list, I've been patient, I've been waiting, been pacing, been chasing. This dream for too long, should've signed the Dream Chasers. Damn, I wish I could've got to see Meek's facing. When Drake dropped back to back, so many memes made it, but that's old news. I ain't gon' say shit, I ain't gon' say say how most of these rappers faking, and most of the population is jaded and too complacent. Ain't nobody bridging the gap cause they need braces. I'm amazed at the music they making to make paper, and I'm the one rocking the face paint, not wasting. My brain cells waking and baking every day, gazing in the sky looking like I just seen a spaceship. Praising Young Thug and this niggas on some gay shit. This niggas more gangsta-licious than being gangster. When it became cool to wear dresses, rock makeup. When it became okay to call your bro bae. Send him a hard face like I'm going on a date. Man, I can't stand rap no more, I just wanna fake. I can't even take it serious now, I blame Drake. Is anybody real anymore, is it all fake? That's the question that I ask myself when it's real late. Like,
don't fuck with rappers, cause you're all Frank Ocean with lotion and bend over backwards. And I know that most of y'all pussies gon' say that I'm hating, but I don't give a shit, my nigga, so motherfuck what you saying. Because I know most y'all actors, and you old niggas never gon' do shit cause y'all just have
You would expect exclusive vibes.
It's like this new rap nowadays sucks a lot of dick. This new school rap sounds like shit, and I can't wait till you faggots stop with the fuck shit. I'ma love it.
yeah, all of this hating is getting me aggravated, but keep it up, it's only making me famous. Y'all sitting at tables debating about who's your favorite and greatest. I'd rather sit back, talk about rappers, it's overrated. Like Lil Yachty, I'm screaming out what's he saying. I'm saying he's more Sailor Moon than Super Saiyan. K. Lamar said he's more Pappy Mason than Pastor Mason. Sounds like a contradiction to me, but people appraise him. I say I hate black niggas, people calling me racist, calling me out my name, y'all might as well call me Satan. Call me up, shit, got a weapon with a cell in hell. You can sing loud as you want, it's vacant. It's not a game, I ain't come rocking no tongue rings. I came to say what I want, can't they black my face? I still be
This is the Dear Shady EP.
Marshall, I wrote this shit for you, man. The Dear Shady EP. I hope to hear back from you, man. I just want to collab with you. One of my biggest inspirations. And yes, I'm black, I'm not white. And the face paint is just a representation of me, who I am. That's all it is. God Grizzy, Mass Mob.
In this Illuminati.
Alright, y'all, we are back with the Freak Show, and nonetheless, it is time, man. On the phone with us right now, New York City's very own controversial and fucking promising talent, the one and only Grizzy Hendrix.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Happy to be here. Happy to have y'all supporting the movement, the whole mass mob, and, you know, it's just my sound. I appreciate that.
Alright, so Grizzy, we got a whole lot of shit to cover, man. I'm telling you, I don't even know where to start. I think first off, what a lot of people want to know is definitely the face paint. You know, what were some of the original ideas, or what inspired the face paint?
Well, like, it initially started from the movie Dead Presidents. Like, I was always inspired by that movie. So, you know, like, it originated from that, but that's not, like, actually what propelled it. It was actually because I kept getting compared to J. Cole a lot. And, you know, I had to figure out a way to, like, basically deviate myself from that. Because I don't like being compared to other artists, especially other artists that are on the come up. Like, because J. Cole was pretty much on the come up at that time. I kept getting that comparison. So what I told myself was, alright, I'm going to do something unique and different and eclectic. So I threw on the face paint, and the first video I did it in was J. Cole and Fucking With Me. And a lot of people kept saying, like, yo, who's this dude with the face paint that's coming at J. Cole? Even though that record really wasn't about J. Cole, it was about the 50 Cent. So from there, I basically just, you know, it kind of just stuck with me. It was one of those things, like, I put it on once, and then kind of like a little light bulb went off in my head, like, oh shit, like, one, I always wanted to stay anonymous. I never wanted people to know exactly what I look like. And a lot of the content in my music is, like, real controversial, so that's another reason why I do something anonymous. But yeah, like that's kind of really where it originated. It was like a mixture of J. Cole and the fact that I love the movie Dead President.
Definitely, man, and it works, man. A lot of people think that the face paint, coming from like ITP fans or Twisted fans, everybody always thought that the face paint was kind of throwing people off, and they're like, "Yo, who's this freak?" or whatever. But honestly, it only adds to the independence and adds to the real factor of their style, because a lot of rappers, even Tech Nine started adapting the face paint just a short while back, man, and he's been doing this shit for a couple years now. ICP started doing the face paint almost 20 years ago. Then when Twisted started doing it, they've been involved in that shit. So, to see an artist like you definitely doing the paint and everything, but also developing a very unique style, that's something in itself that's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the crazy thing is, I never knew, like, those artists that you name, I never knew they wore face paint until, like, the fans or, the critics, they kept hitting me up, and those either, like, the comments saying ICP or Tech Nine, and then, like, I started doing my own research and being like, oh, wow, they do it too, but initially, I had no idea that any of those artists wore face paint, because, I'm going to be honest with you, I never listened to ICP. And I didn't start listening to Tech Nine until people started putting me on. Like, Tech Nine's a dope spitter, so I went and listened to him and found out, like, okay, he was face paint too.
But like I said, man, it definitely adds to it, and it's working so well, man. Like, even if you just decided to drop the paint or whatever, everybody would already know you by now. But nonetheless, man, I'm pretty sure you've been getting a lot of credibility and a lot of praise ever since being on Sway, man. Like, just seeing you ripping on that cipher, man, I was like, yo, this dude is going even farther than I was thinking. I'm like, if first of all, if you make it on Sway, man, you're already guaranteed to make it in the future. The one thing I wanted to know was, like, who got in contact with who in regards to you getting on Sway?
Well, it was actually my dude. Like, he had sent I guess it was one of the Sway's mans, like, my video, and they seen the video and they said, like, wow, he'd be perfect for the show, because I guess, like, the whole face paint and it's, like, different. And then actually when they listened to the music and seen, like, okay, he's not a bullshit, like, he could actually rap. So it was like, we definitely gonna put him up on the show, because, like, obviously people when they first see him, they might think, like, yo, he's just a gimmick and that's it. But then when they actually hear the music, they know, like, okay, nah, he can actually rap. And that's pretty much how it went with Sweat. Right. So that's why they took me up there, and I just did what I had to do.
And I gotta say, man, you definitely opened up some heads with that shit, man. You definitely opened up some eyes and got some attention with that, because one of the big things you've been doing is really calling out a lot of rappers here and there, but not necessarily calling them out, but more along the lines of trying to let people know, hey, this is how I'm feeling about this rapper. You called out Jay-Z, Kanye, you called out some pretty big names, and the funny thing is, man, a lot of the people, I've seen your Facebook and Twitter, man, a lot of people be giving you shit over the whole Logic situation, because you made the comments about him sounding like Kendrick Lamar almost. What has been some of the backlash and everything? Like what all officially happened after you said that?
Well, truthfully, what it is like, ever since the Sway thing, since Sway is such a big platform, like, naturally his fans probably watch Sway, so they're gonna feel some type of way, and it kind of just got out there, and obviously his fans are going to feel some type of way, so they're going to hit me up, find my Facebook, all my social medias, and they're going to let me know how they feel. So I expect that. Like, I don't ever, like, feel any type of way. Like, the only reason I actually do comment back is because it's like, if you're coming to my page and you're talking shit on my page, obviously I'm going to say something back.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to Logic's Twitter, or I'm not going to Logic's page and telling Logic how I feel. I'm just speaking about my music and the things that I'm saying on my platform. So it's like, if they ask me, well, why did you write that? I have no choice but to answer why I wrote that bar about Logic. So it's like, people think like, oh, you're doing it for attention. No, I'm not doing it for attention. Because if I was doing it for attention, trust me, I could make a way, way worse song. And I would, if that was the case, I would have made a diss track that same day about Logic, just to like spark up more shit. But it's like, what it is I say things that a lot of artists are afraid to say because they play the politics. Me, I just do what I want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's just music and it's competition. It's always been a part of the culture. And, you know, a lot of this new generation, they just don't understand that because they're, you know, I don't know, it's like a lot of them are real emotional and stuff like that. But like my fans, they get it. They know like it's competitive nature. It doesn't mean any harm by that. Like I don't have no malice in my heart for Logic. Like I still think he's a dope rapper. I think he's talented at writing music, but I just think he fights a lot. That's all I was saying.
Right. And that's the thing, man. A lot of this new generation, man, it's pretty sad because, you know, I'm more old school, you know, being from the 90s and everything. I fuck with the 90s more than anything. I'll fuck with underground and 90s more than any generation because you could just listen to them songs and be like, damn, whatever happened to this? You know, you listen to people like Biggie, Nas, Pac, all of them, man, and you realize these were the dudes that really set the stage. But then, in just the past couple of years, it's like hip-hop has slowly started to hit that decline, and everybody's thinking, oh, fuck you, you know, fuck your disses and everything, you're just begging for attention because you're not at this status. And it's like, believe me, motherfuckers would have been knowing if they're doing it for attention. Because even back then, it didn't take much for a diss track to get set out there. But it's like everybody thinks that the smallest comment automatically demands a fucking they think that it automatically fucking demands a diss track or a response, when it's like half of these people aren't even worthy of it. You know, first off, I don't know if you saw the interview or not. Back a couple weeks ago when the Breakfast Club morning show had Kodak Black on there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That was just fucking trash, man. It was like, I still stand by that video, and I was just like, man, what the fuck is this dude doing? Because first of all, the dumb motherfucker showing up there with a ski mask on, and he's looking at everybody like they're there for his time. It's like, motherfucker, they could have easily told you to get the fuck out after the first 2 minutes. And he's not even doing a damn interview. He's just staring at everybody while they're asking him questions, man.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with that interview. I couldn't even get through it. I just watched probably 5 minutes of it and just turned it off.
Exactly. Because I was just like, man, I was like, hip hop is like all the legends are turning in their graves right now because people are entertaining dumb fucks like these, man. And then it was just crazy to see all these people, you know, saying that, oh, Kodak Black is, you know, different, you know. But I'm just like, how is he different? Honestly, he's trying to be something. There's nothing wrong with trying to be a rapper or anything, but it's like he's thinking that, and they called him out on it. They said, you know, why do you feel like you need to go beat up Lil Wayne when all you really gotta do is just out rap him? It's like, why all of a sudden people think that you gotta resort to violence or shoot somebody in order to be considered hard, or you know, in your opinion, do you really think that the rap game has switched, or do you think that this is like that a lot of these rappers are trying to develop a new kind of style?
Well, I think really what it is a lot of people are just more accepting of like the trash that's coming out, and like there's really no standards in the culture anymore. You can just come out and basically say anything, and you know, people are going to classify you as like, oh, he's innovative, he's different. But in actuality, there's really a bunch of artists right now I could find that is talented, like that actually perfected this craft, that took the time and they make sure that when they're jotting their music down, they're giving you, some type of content or something. But now it's like people just are so fascinated with somebody just mumbling on the track, and they think that that's clever or whatever. But to me, it just shows where the culture is right now, and it's not in a good place. Because at the end of the day, if it keeps going like this, it's definitely going to decline, and it's going to be more about the money and less about the actual art form.
Right. But the one thing I noticed the most on your Facebook and Twitter, man, was just the well-deserved trashing that you gave the XXL freshman from last year, man, because that whole lineup, and I'm counting out Lil Dicky on this one, because I will give that guy credit. He was probably the only one worthy of that list, but it's like everybody else was just complete nonsense. And when they did that whole XXL cypher, man, I lost hope. Like, I really was like, and people think that this is cool. People think that this is innovative. I'm like, you can barely understand what they're saying.
What?
It was like, I have an ear out for a lot of underground guys and stuff. Like, there's one artist, I don't know if you've heard of him yet. His name is Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, I know Joyner. He's dope. I like him.
And all I had to hear was the song Ross Capicone, and I was like, why is he not 10 times more big than he is right now? There was a video on YouTube that I saw. He had Busta Rhymes watching the video for Ross Capicone, and he silenced Busta to a point where he said he actually compared him to Nas. He compared him to Nas's "Gave You Power," and
I've seen that.
And that's like that. This is why a lot of independent artists. These are the kind of guys that they should be molding themselves to be, But to be compared to a legend like that, especially from an icon, that's really, getting you out there. One thing that I've really admired the most about you, and the one thing I got to give you props on, your complete respect and hustle to try and get Eminem on a track, man. The whole Dear Shady EP, the first one, I downloaded the minute I heard the first 3 tracks. I was like, yo, this guy has got, M has to do a track with this guy. Speaking of the Dear Shady EP, I want to know, how did that entire first EP come out, and what made you, what inspired you to start a sequel for it?
Well, it actually really all originated from the Stan 2015 song that I put out that so many people discovered me from. A lot of people love that record, and they love the video. So from that, I kind of I'm not going to say I created a persona around it, but what I did is, it inspired me, it allowed me to know how much of a fan I really am. And once I realized that, I was like, yo, I'll take a chance when I do this, but I'm going to at least try it, because I'm confident in my music. Let me try to hop over Eminem's beats and his classic beats, because you got to understand, that's Eminem. You don't really hear people hop on Eminem beats, because it's hard to rap after Eminem.
Exactly.
If you don't do those beats justice, you're automatically, people going to be like, yo, nah, he's trash. But the fact that people, it kind of resonated with people where they like Dear Shady, that just let me know, oh yeah, I definitely got to do all the classics that I love. From, Marshall Mathers and the Dear Shady EP. I mean, not Dear Shady EP, but the
Slim Shady
LP, that joint. Once I started, going back to all those beats, I kind of got a whole new feeling for it. And what I did was I basically wanted to revamp them, not use choruses or just rap on them like their mixtape songs, but actually make them a whole new record. So when people listen to it, yeah, they're gonna know okay, this is the Eminem beat, but now it sounds like a Grizzy type song. So That's why I feel like I just had to do a part 2.
Yeah,
and trust me, part 2 is way better than part 1, bro.
Oof. Man, I can't wait, man, because you're releasing it on Valentine's Day in just a mere 3 days. Soon enough, man. But you know, like I said, listening to the first Dear Shady EP, man, you were doing over some of the classic ones. Like, you weren't just doing some of the big name ones. You were doing I Just Don't Give a Fuck.
Yeah.
The one you did for Role Model, I was like, if anybody raps over Role Model and makes it their own, I give props to all the way. And I'm like, the way you treated that instrumental, I was like, this guy is beyond fucking talented.
Thanks, man. That's love.
So while we're on the subject, when we're talking about Eminem, in your opinion, what were your 5 all-time greatest songs from him? Like, in his entire collection, whether it was his old school stuff or his new school stuff, which 5 do you consider some of the ones that really inspired you to get into the rap game?
It would definitely have to be songs like definitely cleaning out my closet. I know that's like pretty cliche, but that's still like, when I heard him rap on that just inspired me, because like the things that he was talking about, his mother, his life growing up, that was just crazy. Definitely White America, because I feel like he broke down a lot of different perspectives on that record, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that. Like, people just think like he always raps about not liking his mother and things like that, but I feel like he's mad smart. What else could I say? Definitely Kim definitely was an inspiring song. And what other joints I could say that really hit me? Probably like a lot of the joints that you heard me rap on Dear Shady, those are the ones that inspired me, right, to actually rap over.
But like I said, man, a lot of those songs, you know, and like even in his old school days, I still stand by this. I think in terms of like his albums, I still consider the Eminem Show to be it's a time between the Eminem Show and the Marshall Mathers LP, like to be like the crowning achievements of his career, because that's where you knew this guy was for real and he was never going to go anywhere. And like, even listening to his later albums, you know, Relapse, I'm sorry, when you listen to it now, you realize, man, he needed help on that one. But it also goes into Encore, where, you know, because going into his Recovery album, he admits, look, the last 2 albums I did, I know I could do better than that. And, you know, even with, you know, Proof dying and everything, you know, that really does, you know, screw somebody up. So, you know, but for you to go into, you know, for you to use your own persona and use your own style to go over these beats, man, it truly, you know, it's got to be said, if that doesn't get his attention, I don't know what will.
Yeah. But like I've always said though, like it's not a big deal to me. Like it's not to sound me. Like I still think he's one of the greatest to ever do it next to Pop. But like yeah, like I mean, hopefully he does somehow hear this next one, because it's definitely again dedicated to him. So hopefully.
No doubt, man. So, going into tomorrow night, man, and this is something that when you first announced that you might be doing it, I got really excited for. The fact that you were going to be that tomorrow night at Webster's Hall in Rochester, New York, you're going to be opening up for Twisted. I want to know, how did that all come about? Especially, you know, just how did that come about, man?
Well, actually, Twisted, their manager, I guess he had been like low-key watching me for a little bit, because he actually contacted me and said like, oh man, I just seen you Sway freestyle, and I thought that was so like dope. And he was like, I've been, peeping the music over the past months or whatever. And he said, I just wanted to reach out. I wanted to know, like, if you were interested in doing some shows with us. So, me, obviously, a lot of my fans, they were familiar with Twisted, and they kept saying, like, yo, you really need to link up with them. So even before he had hit me, I was hitting them up through email, but, they never contacted me back at that time. So I guess, everything comes full circle. They finally came back and reached out to me. And, he said, I got a show. If you want to come perform at Webster Hall, let me know. And I was like, oh, definitely. And that's how that came about.
And it can be said, man, I've seen a lot of dudes, perform with Twisted, and, they all get a damn genuine good reaction. And,
oh, for real? That's what's up.
Even if you've never done a Juggalo show or even repped it at all, you go to one, you open for a show, they'll treat you like family out there. So nonetheless, and especially, I've told a lot of homies about you wanting to do the show tonight, and they've all said, hey, when we see him in Rochester, we'll definitely give him a what's up, because it goes around. Everybody can, it kind of passes around like clockwork, man. If we all fuck with somebody, hey, the rest of the family will follow. We'll all say, they'll give you their honest opinion, but a lot of 9 times out of 10, they all respect you and give you that one up.
Yeah, that's love. Word.
And it can be said, man. Like I was telling you earlier, this isn't like an average fan base, man. You're going into a family, so all I can say is Rochester better be ready tomorrow, because if you're stepping in that building, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I already heard like that whole crowd is on another level. Like a lot of people hitting me up telling me that, so I'm definitely looking forward to coming out.
Right. So one thing I wanted to ask you, man, is, like, obviously Dear Shady EP 2 is coming out on February 14th. Are there any plans for, like, future releases out this year? Like, any collaborations you're trying to work on? Like, what's on the agenda for Grizzy Hendrix?
Really, truthfully, it's just, like, building the buzz even more. Like, I'm not, like, I'm open to doing features, but that's not, like, really what I'm focused on, because I know I still have to, put in more work as an artist. So, right now, I'm just probably going to focus on, maybe working on the next album, Black Controversy, and just getting more shows and more looks, and after that, yeah, just grinding.
So one thing I want to ask about, and this is going into the Controversy album, you were doing a lot of names on that album, Kanye, Jay-Z, and all that. In your opinion, in your god-awful honest opinion, hand on the Bible, everything, what are your true thoughts on Kanye West?
Well, like I said it on Sweat. I used to like Kanye West. I was a fan of Kanye West. I still think he's a legend, but I guess over the years, you start getting more mature, you start peeping game, and you start realizing, like, a lot of these artists are phony, and they're, like, actually full of shit. They're not, like, really who they say they are. So the thing that Kanye preaches about in his interviews, it started to not make sense in my mind. Like, okay, he'll say things like, all right, I want to make affordable clothes for kids in Chicago. But then he's selling his shirts for like $350 and they're ripped up. And it's like, how are you trying to make your clothes affordable but just selling them for this much money? And then he'll say things like, well, it's not my fault. It's who I'm associated with that's selling them for that. So then it's like, all right, but you have the power to detach your name from that brand. You don't have to, they don't have to use your name. You're Kanye. If you don't want to associate yourself with those people who are charging your clothes for that, then you detach your name from that. And that's when I started realizing, like, he's full of shit. So I don't know, I just stopped messing with Kanye. I still think he's innovative sometimes, like musically, but like as far as like me, I connect with an artist. It has to be like your personality, and it has to be like the thing that you say in your music. You have to really like live by that.
Right. And
so, I just don't think he's one of those.
A lot, and it goes without saying, man. A lot of people, you know, everybody has been saying, you know, it might have been after he hooked up with Kim that things really kind of went downhill, because, you know, when Kanye first started out, you know, look at all he accomplished. You know, when you heard Graduation and like the College Dropout, you were like, yo, this guy is damn good. But you hear his music now and you're just like, man, what happened to you? Like, you were the man. Like, you were like the top class at one point. And, you know, for you to call him out, man, it was, you know, a lot, you know, his Kanye fans might have been saying, yo, you know, lay off or whatever. But your true fans, me included, were like, yo, it needs to be said. Like, it can't just, you know, be said in a comment or a post. You gotta really just put it out there the only way you know how, and that's in a track.
It's the truth. Like, I feel like the more artists that do that, like when they start checking other artists, and letting them know, like, alright, you kind of fucking up. It'll make that artist more inspired to make more and better music, and then they'll start looking at themselves in the mirror like, damn, am I really being honest? So I feel like that is important, but you know, a lot of artists, they're just scared to because of politics. They want to, you know, collaborate with these artists. So it's like, all right, I can't say how I really feel about him, or I'm not going to be able to get a track with him. For me, I don't care about that shit. Like, I really do just make music how I'm feeling. You know, you either agree with it or you don't agree with it. Because to me, at the end of the day, it's really just music. It's not a big deal. Like, it's just my opinions. I'm just putting them in audio form. That's it. And it's like, we could agree to disagree. It's not that big of a deal.
Damn, truer words never been spoken, man. It's like I said, it's a vicious circle, man. The game has definitely changed up in the last few years. But, you know, artists like yourself, you know, all these underground guys that do deserve a chance and have a voice, it almost seems like they're the ones being told to keep quiet, while these trash rappers are the ones getting the fame and fortune. You know, like I said, the Double XL Freshman, you know, one dude in particular, Lil Yachty, I don't know what the hell to classify that, you know, and you were trashing the living hell out of this guy, man. All I could do was laugh, because I was like, if I'm not the one saying it, it's gotta be you, man, because you put it in better terms than I ever could.
Yeah, that guy is a joke to me. And the only reason I go so hard on Lil Yachty is because he came in the culture disrespecting it. So I knew from jump his intentions was to just get in this game, make some money, and that's it. Like, he had no intentions of, like, let me actually understand what this hip-hop thing is about. Like, he doesn't care. He disrespected Biggie, and the only reason he apologized is because he got backlash. So from that point on, I was like, alright, he's trash. I mean, I always felt he was trash, but I never would have, like, actually been so vocal until he disrespected the culture. Then it was like, alright, now you're getting trash.
And Lil Yachty wasn't the only one that disrespected Biggie. It was like the one dude that really kind of got me pissed off was Kodak. You know, for him to say he's better than Tupac and Biggie, I was like, yo, I don't care if you are, you know, if you're a 5-year veteran, you don't come out and say some stuff like that. That's blasphemy unlike anything, you know, because you're saying you're better than two of the biggest legends of all time. You know, and this goes into, you know, you show respect. Like, you've done tracks that actually kind of pay tribute, and you know, you give credit to where credit's due. You know, the one song you did called "Who Killed Tupac," you know, you really went off on that one. You just, like, it in a stylistic standpoint, you made it like it was like Pocket wrote it almost. Like, you really did wish that if Pac was here today, man, he'd be proud of you.
Yo, I hope so, man. That's one of those songs that I definitely was like pretty nervous about writing, because I was like, yo, I know I'm saying some crazy shit in this.
But it has to be said, man. If nobody's out there saying this stuff, man, you got to be the one to say it. You know, you got to.
Yeah,
that's the thing. A lot of rappers nowadays are afraid to take chances, and I think, you know, you're one of the most bravest motherfuckers to do it. But at the same time, I gotta tip my hat off to you, because I like rappers that can take a chance and go for it rather than just follow the trend. You know.
Right, exactly.
But
yeah, everybody, well, with the new artists, they just like, they want to play it safe, you know. Like I know what I'm doing with them, man. Like, I know it's all about the fans with me. That's the only thing that's going to propel my music and take me over the top. It has to be like genuine fans and people who support just real music, because it's definitely not going to be the industry, because they're afraid of me.
Hey, man, if the industry's afraid of you, man, then you're doing something right. That's all that can be said. You know, because, you know, like I say, man, when when I talk about Twisted and ICP and stuff, you know, not a lot of industries or companies want to mess with them because of what they're known as. But when you really listen to them, you understand that they're speaking truth. You know, they're doing music that needs to be heard. And the same can be said for you. You know, you're doing music that deserves to be heard and kind of needs to be heard. And it doesn't even, and you know, there's your whole entire library, man, can be played as an introduction to you. You know, like I said, I got introduced to you just by hearing the Stand 2015 track, and to this day, it's one of those songs, man, that I can truly listen to and be like, this is going to be a classic one day. Like, this is going to be something I can be proud to say, you know what, I'm glad I heard it when he did it, and even more, the fact that he wanted to do the show with me, hey, that puts me on a level that I never thought I'd be on.
That's so.
So, but one thing I want to ask about the Stan video, you know, you went into really creative styles in it, man. You know, the fact that, like, the whole plot twist, like, you pulled an M. Night Shyamalan almost. The waking up in the psychiatric ward, man. I gotta know. There was something at the very end, and I picked up on this just the other day. When they put the headphones on you, I can hear California Dreamin' being played in the headphones. Like, whose idea was that?
Yeah, that was my idea to do that.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I was like, damn, he fucks with that. All right. So obviously one of the bigger questions that needs to be asked, man, is what were some of your biggest inspirations, both music and in personal life? Like, what inspired you to get into rap or to even start this career?
Well, I mean, what actually, like, initially first started me in the rap was actually my older cousin. He rapped, and I used to watch him rap, and that was pretty inspiring seeing him do that. So I wanted to do it. But as far as, like, when I actually really started doing it myself, my influences became Eminem, Tupac. Those are the people that, like, made me say, all right, this is what I want to do, and I want to take this serious. And I started studying the culture even more. And then, like, just musically overall, like, I listen to, like, everything. I listen to Sade. I listen to a lot of old school music. Like, I might listen to the OJs sometimes, but then I might throw on some real ratchet songs. But, like, when I say ratchet songs, I'm only listening to those songs sonically to understand what it is people like about these records. Like, what is ear grabbing that makes people say, yo, alright, this is, like, I like the way he did that melody, I like that voice reflection. But I never listen to ratchet music for the content. I just listen to it to see, like, alright, how did they flip this sonically? Like, why do people love this? And yeah.
But it's crazy, man, because it only takes the most simple songs, even from back then, to truly make the lasting impact. You know, a lot of rappers can say that it wasn't even rap that got him into music. It could have just been personal lifestyle that they were living, and they just chose to write it down and get them into the and it kind of merged over to them. You know, I had one artist on back in December. He wasn't even planning to be as big as he is today. He only used the music as kind of like he kind of used his music, you know, as like a ventilator almost. And when people actually started listening to it, it's like they kind of realized, wow, this is my life almost. So it can almost be said the same with your music, you know, whether it's, you know, your style, your thoughts and opinions. Everybody could be saying, you know, he's speaking what I'm thinking right now. And, you know, the Controversy album, that is one of the biggest signs of that, you know, because you took no prisoners in that album, man, and I got to give you more props than I could give anybody, because that whole mixtape is just, this is where I stand in music, this is what I believe in. If y'all don't like it, tough shit.
Real shit, that's exactly what it is.
So obviously, man, after the you know, the show with Twisted, if by any chance you get a damn good response from it, and trust me, I'm praying you do amazing out there. If you get a damn good response out there and they want you back, will we see more of Grizzy Hendrix out on tour with Twisted?
Oh yeah, I definitely go do a bunch of shows with them. Like this, like I was looking at their shows and they look mad fun. Like I like crowds that are like exactly like that, just energetic. They trying to come and have fun. Like I don't like those crowds that, you know, they watching an artist perform and everybody's just sitting there, like just standing there and not trying to have fun. Like I can understand if the music is trash, but if the music is good, like I like when a crowd is like, you know, ready to embrace that artist and you show that artist extra live. So.
And I told you, man, I've been to 6 of their shows, and all times there's not somebody standing around. Everybody's doing a mosh pit. Everybody's jumping, and it didn't matter who was out there. So, and like I said, man, seeing you open up for Twisted, it gives me a lot of hope for your future, man. Because I'm like, yo, for me, and I stand by this. You know, when you announced you were opening up for Twisted, I'm like, damn, I got this dude on my show at the perfect time. Not only was he just on Sway, but he's opening up for Twisted, one of my favorite groups. I'm like, yo, if this guy doesn't get more popularity and a bigger following, then I don't know what will. So if anything, on any future tracks, are there any instrumentals in particular that you have your eyes set on?
You mean like industry instrumentals?
Like any, whether it was from old school instrumentals or any ones that are in the works right now?
Well, I don't have any in the works, but I was thinking that I wanted to like go back to some classic Tupac beats and like kind of revamp those. But I just have to actually, you know, find the ones that like inspire me to write something. But as of right now, I've just been writing to a lot of like originally by like my producer A-List.
And it's gonna be crazy, man. I'm pulling for you, you know, because there's a lot of instrumentals out there that I could see you rapping to, whether they inspired you or you like listening to them. You know, because you were doing instrumentals that I didn't think you were gonna go for, and you know, I'm looking at a whole list of classic tracks that I could see you going on, and as that list grows, I'm like, man, if you went in like this on this track, or if you went in on that, I'm like, wow, this guy could have a big range going on him.
Definitely.
But But if you had the choice to do any tracks with any rappers or any artists for that matter, whether they're underground or mainstream, who would you want to collab with someday?
I definitely want to do something with Chance. Like, I like everything about Chance movement because he's doing the independent route. I love everything that he stands for in his music, so I definitely want to, work with Chance. And I do some stuff with Joyner because I think he's mad talented. Who else? Like, I always had this question and I have so many people, but then I forget them. Definitely Chance, definitely Joyner. And I mean, if we just had to do like a classic, like iconic figure, I always said I want to do something with Sade. Somehow, I want to do something. Like when she did that Soldier of Love song, like that, I want to hop on something like that because that's like that's kind of not my vibe, but I want to challenge myself to hop on something like that.
Yeah. And like Chance the Rapper I can fuck with. I listen to, guys like Childish Gambino, Tyler the Creator, old school Mac Miller, A lot of people say that those guys are trash. Honestly, I say, hey, what y'all think is trash, I think is brilliant, and what y'all think is brilliant, vice versa, But, like, it can be said forever until eternity, man. You definitely have been setting the rules out there. You've been making your presence known, not even caring who you're pissing off in the process, man. If nobody's told you, I'll be the one to say it. You're almost like Eminem when he first started out, just not caring about who he's pissing off or who he's offending. He's here to do what he wants to do.
And that's crazy that you said that because I was just watching this documentary and I think it was, I can't remember what it was called, but like they were breaking down like these beginnings, and I was looking at it and I was like, wow, like the way he started and the way I'm starting is like super synonymous. Like it's basically the same exact thing. Like he started off right in a certain way, got to the point where he got stressed and he just stopped caring, and that's exactly what happened to me. I just stopped caring. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. But until then, man, is there any future plans other than the Twisted show tomorrow? It's like it, or can we expect to see Grizzy any other venues or anything?
Just trying to get on tour with Twisted. That's basically it.
Hey, man, like I said, I'm really pulling for you. I know the whole family's gonna hold you down, man. But nonetheless, before we go, Grizzy, is there? How can we find you? Like, how can we get in contact with you or follow you? Like, what's the information?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Grizzy Hendrix. I'm on Instagram, Grizzy Hendrix, and Twitter, Grizzy Hendrix, and yeah, that's pretty much everywhere you can find me.
Alright, like I said, y'all, be sure to check out Grizzy Hendrix. Check him out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, everything, and make sure to cop your physical copy. And you actually got the physical copies of Dear Shady Part 2 available right now, right?
Yeah, like a lot of people are purchasing them. Like, it's crazy.
And to everyone that's going to be in the Rochester show tomorrow, Grizzy, you will have the CD available for purchase tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put in physical copies.
Awesome. So, like I said, y'all, be on the lookout for Dear Shady Part 2, which drops officially on February 14th. But if you're going to be in the Rochester, New York area tomorrow at Webster's Hall, be sure to pick up a copy. You're not going to regret it. Grizzy, I want to say thank you so much for wanting to be on the show, man. I'm really looking forward to hearing some of your new stuff. And I can't say enough. Good luck tomorrow night, man. I know you are going to tear that bitch down.
Good luck, man. I appreciate you having me, and supporting the music. And shout out to 215 Juggalo.
Hey, there you go, man. Like I said, they're gonna be out there once they hook up with you, man. It's gonna be awesome. All right, y'all. We're gonna get back into some music. I'm gonna play 2 more tracks from Grizzy Hendrix, and then we'll be back on with the regularly scheduled program. Till then, y'all. Here's Grizzy Hendrix with "Who Killed Tupac."
Machiavellian is Illuminati.
all through your body. The flow's like a 12-gauge shotty.
You know what I mean? He owed me more. He owed me more than to turn his head and act like he didn't know niggas was about to blow my fucking head off. He knew. That's what I'm talking about. So this is very serious. It's like if America sent an ambassador to Iran and he get murdered, Iran got problems and Iran should know that.
Till Machiavelli returns, it's all eyes on me. If the 7-day theory is real, then feel me. I'm still jamming a jig, I still listen to Nas. I'm still bumping the brakes, let's pray to the rap god. And there's only one question I still got on my mind, like, who body big, who murdered L? You heard the shells, the bodies drop. Yeah, who shot Stack? Who killed Pop? Who shot ya? I'm still wondering who killed Pop. Some think it was Puff, some say Suge. I'm still in shock. They said it was Haitian Jack, could have been crooked cops. You thinking Illuminati? Grand, you better not. We all dying anyway, so fuck it, I'd rather die. As a man in the league, this earth not being free, I'm still cursed with thoughts that haunt my enemy. I mean, I could be a stand or a fan that need a breathe, sitting in my room with newspapers from 9-3, 9-4, before Pac started the Outlaws. Who shot Pac? Get quiet, nobody knows. Jimmy Henson, man, got word from Cleo. 50 said Puffy knows, but the nigga Diddy froze. We all know he had New York cheese on his payroll. Probably get blackballed for this, I'm like, so I don't give a fuck about this game. Till Machiavelli returns, it's all eyes on me. If the 7-day theory is real, then feel me. I'm still jamming a jig, I still listen to Nas. I'm still bumping the brakes, let's pray to the rap god. And there's only one question I still got on my mind, like, who body big, who murdered L? You heard the shells, the bodies drop. Who shot Stack? Who killed Pop? First Pop got shot and Big got Pop. I'm still wondering like how get got. East Coast, West Coast, that was one big plot by the media to watch blacks kill blacks ops. Ain't do shit, just sit back, eat pop. Corn word is born, be alone when I born. Am I wrong cause I wanna get it on till I die? They scream Tupac back, that not right. They don't follow your rules, they just bite. Dressing tight, kissing each other and getting light. Like what the fuck done going wrong with the game? Everybody rapping and all of them sound the same. Especially these new niggas, think they can fool niggas. Like Lupe's second LP, they think they cool niggas. But deep down we all know that you fool niggas. Like a Nesto Shore, it got no clue niggas. Returns, it's all eyes on me. If the 7-day theory is real, then feel me. I'm still jamming a jig, I still listen to Nas. I'm still bumping the brakes, let's pray to the rap god. And there's only one question I still got on my mind, like, who body big, who murdered L? You heard the shells, the bodies drop. Yeah, who shot Stack? Who killed Pop? They murdered you, Machiavelli. But if you was alive, these rappers probably be worried. I wonder if you ride and make these cowards all scurry. Wonder what you would tell me.
My body was never buried. They set up me and Biggie to start up some controversy. And even though I'm dead, these cowards could never hurt me. Tell my mama I'm in heaven getting high. And to them little niggas that be pulling drive-bys like Cheap Keep. Ain't listen to young niggas, that ain't cheap. That ain't something Tupac do, that ain't me.
See, these niggas is all pussy, especially the industry. Before I die, I promise I'ma set all of these niggas free. You forced to pack key, cause of this rap beef. And if they ask me, I'ma let you know this last thing. Cause if I get you till Machiavelli returns, it's all eyes on me. If the 7-day theory is real, then feel me. I'm still jamming a jig, I still listen to Nas. I'm still bumping the brakes, let's pray to the rap god. And there's only one question I still got on my mind, like, who body big, who murdered L? You heard the shells, the bodies drop. Who shot Stack? Who killed Pop?
If you knew who killed Tupac, would you tell the police?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because it's not my job. I don't get paid.
All the time I be hoping my true motherfuckers know this be the illest shit I ever wrote. Against all odds up in the studio, getting blown to the realest shit I ever spoke. Man, I don't give a fuck about none of these niggas. I don't wanna do a song with either one of these niggas. Man, I've been calling rappers out back in 05, coming at these niggas necks like a fucking bow tie. And I'm still independent, still dropping records. Niggas like, where you going at? Kendrick like I sent into something. I guess I better see penance. Pussy niggas leaving comments talking all kinda reckless. It's time to turn it up another level. A rebel, give me an instrumental. Bet I rip it better than any one of you say they want lyrics, but they don't want lyrics. Last week it was Trinidad James, my nigga. If it wasn't for the money or the fame, my nigga, or the blogs being biased, play the game, my nigga, I'll be right there with Drake and Jermaine, my nigga. Everybody conscious for the same, my nigga. But you tryna keep knowledge, I pay my nigga. Smoking on an old dog, oh lord, oh no. Haters want cream cone. Where's your money at? I don't have any money. I hear that hater snap, he ain't hard. He probably had to pay to get on World Star. I don't even know why I entertain y'all, man. Fuck you, too fake hip-hop law. Boosting up the prices, thinking that he's Sosa. You think you cheap? Nigga, nah. I'm talking Dre Day, I'm talking Takeover, I'm talking 50 Cent. How to rob? Oh my God, I'm popping now. Wish you haters could see this smile. I'm such a conceited child. I wanna fuck Miss Info now. Light skin niggas is back in style. Thank you, Drake, you done helped us out. You done fuck Rihanna, you done made some classics. You done got a Grammy, you done made us proud. Goddamn. J. Cole ain't fucking with me. Wale ain't fucking with me. Drizzy Drake ain't fucking with me. K-Dot not fucking with me. I already killed that nigga. Meek Millie not fucking with me. Rose not fucking with me. Got the game in a fucking frenzy. I ain't come in the game to be fucking friendly. All these niggas dying in this game. I ain't lying. I'm about to kamikaze this plane in the flames. Y'all can't stop me. Watch me.
Are you afraid to die? Or do you want to live forever? Tell me, what's wrong?